Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by Apex Irons from Callaway.
Hello again and welcome to Golf Central. I'm Rich Lerner. I think if you polled golf fans, what's the one thing you'd love to see happen in 2021, probably would get Jordan Spieth winning a tournament for the first time since the Open of 2017. And for the second consecutive week, looks like that is in play. Jordan, after the T4 last weekend, 65, 7 under at Pebble Beach, round one of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
I think there is, Pebble presents obviously a lot of precision, and you got to really trust what you're doing. And early in that round, you really got to take advantage. When the conditions were going to be easier today, you needed to kind of shoot a low round and make sure you're in this tournament because it's going to be a grind the next few days with the weather that we have coming in. So I think you're right. I mean, I didn't try and go force those birdies. I just kind of tried to hit to the right spots early in the round and just kind of get settled into the round. And then I was kind of rewarded on number 10 with a hole-out eagle from just kind of playing the right style of golf before that.
As long as you brought it up, I had you 113 yards landed beyond the hole and backed it up.
Yeah, I needed to cover 107 on the false front, and it hit. I fixed the pitch mark maybe too short of the hole, and I think it bounced past it and spun back. In the air, I thought it just needed to go far enough. Once I saw where it landed, I knew that it'd be close. It's a bonus for it to obviously go in.
You had just 61 feet or so on putts. I think that's a good stop if you can shoot 7 under and not have to have 130 feet in putts.
Maybe the best sign. Yeah, maybe the best sign that of good things to come of any stat. It's also hard to have a lot of feet of putts at Pebble. I mean, you don't really have a lot of long putts. The greens are so small. So, but I hit a lot of greens in regulation. Only really got into trouble on one hole, and other than that, it's still like things to feel better than they do. But I know I'm able to kind of play a shot, that kind of a punch draw if I need to have it. And it's nice to kind of feel that you can always go to a shot if you get it a little bit uncomfortable. I think this is what you're talking about not guiding, being able to club down and just kind of play a couple 4-irons off tees on some holes to make sure I'm, able to get into birdie range in 2.
15 of 18 greens, 2 or 3 scrambling. Great start. Good luck to Spieth.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Fred.
Can you talk briefly? That's all right. You just talk briefly about the reaction when you make hole out like that. Not just from the fairway, but on 10. I mean, that's a tough hole to walk away with 2.
The tees were up and the wind was down, so they're the normal tees that we play in this tournament. But we played the Pro-Am from that U.S. Open tee, and so I walked back from 9 thinking that was going to be one of the more difficult tee shots, and then saw the tee boxes were up, and so I kind of got a little juiced about that, and then held it down the right side kind of a little bit on accident, just kind of leaned it a little, and luckily I felt comfortable enough carrying the hazard on that side anyways that it left me with just a great angle. So it's odd, I mean, I saw it drop, and then there's 3 people on the balcony of the house in the distance, and a couple people near the green volunteers where his hands went up, but it's still weird having a moment like that where you're used to kind of a loud roar, and it's just so kind of calm and quiet. So, but yeah, I mean, 10 can be a difficult hole. Today, as long as you hit the fairway, it wasn't so, and it was nice to take advantage.
What did you say the number was to the hole?
I 113 adjusted, I think.
Okay.
And down breeze, and had to carry 107 just a sand wedge. So.
One last thing. I know you're used to not playing in front of spectators, but here without amateurs, and obviously you saw that coming. But when you're out there, does it just seem odd?
A little bit. It almost, having played the U.S. Open recently here, that was, threesomes the first 2 days, and the golf course, obviously quite a bit different. But just having had that in the last year or so, it's almost like we've played, we've played as many rounds with 3 PGA Tour players as we have, in the Pro-Am in the last couple of years. So. It was odd. I certainly miss how much fun that we have with Jake and Dustin and Wayne every year. So I'll shoot Jake a note saying that, I could have used his help in the, for another couple strokes. But all in all, very pleased with the start.
Thank you.
Yep.
Jordan a winner here in 2017. He's tied for 4th, chasing Patrick Cantlay, who shot a blistering course record tying 10 under 62 at Pebble Beach. Here's Cantlay.
How much did these conditions or lack of them help to that quick start and able to see that through to the end?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you don't want to be on 5, 6, and 7 when the wind's blowing in. It's raining out here, but it seems like that's what we're going to get, the rest of the weekend. And so that's a fun challenge too. I'm glad on the day that it's scoreable, I got the golf course today.
How do you build off this the next 3 days?
I think more of the same. My game's in a really good spot. I feel really comfortable, and I'm just going to stick to my routine, and I'll be aggressive off the tee when I can, and aggressive into the greens when the hole location allows it, and conservative when I have to. And I think that's Pebble Beach. You want a lot of uphill putts, and you want a lot of mindless pars.
Heck of a day, Patrick. Keep it going.
Thank you.
You mentioned sort of the conventional thinking, Pebble, get the first 7 holes. How aggressive were you right out the bat, given both the first 7 and the conditions, like you said?
Right. I don't think you have to be overly aggressive. It's just if you play the holes the correct way, you should have lots of birdie opportunities. And then the difference today between a good day or an average day would be I just made all the putts. And so, the first hole I just had a wedge into, and the second hole I got up and down from just off the green, and for the most part it's wedges all the way, until you get to the 8th hole. So you do want to take advantage, and today I did.
Was it kind of striking to walk around in this tournament and not wait on any tee boxes? It just seemed like the pace was so different than we usually see.
Yeah, we did play a lot quicker, which is nice. Anytime you play this tournament and get finished under 5 hours, it's a good day.
And one last thing, can you convey how different this place is on a day like today versus what we could see Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, it's totally different. This place can be a bear when the wind's blowing, especially when you get out to that point on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm sure the conditions will be a lot tougher this weekend, but I welcome the challenge, and it'll be fun.
So you figured the scores would be low today, I assume, not just yours, but to see,
Yeah, when the wind's calm and the greens are receptive like they are, scores are going to be really low. I mean, the golf course is in perfect shape.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
From a golf course perspective, roll grade to have more fun with tees and locations because it's just a professional format this year. What differences do you notice out there today?
I don't think a ton of differences. I saw a lot of the same hole locations we usually see out here. The greens are so small and so undulated that there's only so many hole locations on these greens. So it does feel like we've seen a lot of the hole locations over and over and over again. And, I don't think it was too much different. We just played a little faster.
A media member is asking, and he can just look this up on your record, but do you recall shooting 61, 62 back-to-back in any?
I definitely don't. But the weekend in the desert, 126 on the weekend is pretty darn good. So this isn't, the same tournament with 60, 61, 62, but, I feel like I'm in a groove right now. I'm playing really well. Thank you.
And he just referenced those 2 rounds in the California desert. La Quinta at the American Express, his last start before this week. 65 and then 61 on Sunday there. So his last 3 rounds with this 62, total 28 under par. It's just mind-boggling. He was 7 under through 8 today, went out in 29. He was the pre-tournament favorite. You can see why. And we will have second-round coverage as Spieth and Cantlay go over to Spyglass Hill. Second-round coverage on Golf Channel coming your way at 3 o'clock Eastern Time on Friday.